The galaxy had changed a lot in 5,000 years. Once humans had walked among the stars. Their ships had been fast, powerful, and terrifying. They had built empires that stretched across many systems. But now humans were gone. No one knew why. Many species believed they were extinct. Others thought they had left for some distant part of space beyond the galaxy. Legends about humans still existed, but most aliens ignored them. Humans had become stories, myths told to scare young cadets. Still, the legends carried a single warning. Never touch human ships and never try to steal from human ruins. Many civilizations had forgotten this warning. Deep in the Veil Nebula, a small exploration fleet moved carefully. Their ships were thin, fast, and full of sensors. They were searching for anything old, anything valuable, or anything dangerous. Admiral Cale Thor commanded the fleet. He was tall and serious with gray hair and sharp eyes that missed nothing. He had led many missions into unknown space, but nothing in his career had prepared him for what they were about to find. On the bridge of Cale's command ship, Lieutenant Nia Lorne leaned over the sensor panel. She was young, smart, and very curious. "Admiral," she said, pointing to a blip on the screen, "I'm getting a reading from that dead star cluster. There's a large object, moving slightly." Cale turned his eyes to the screen. The object was huge. It looked like a massive ship, old and dark, orbiting the collapsed star. Its shape was strange, unlike anything in the current Concord database. The crew held their breath. Dr. Mira Voss, the team's xenotech expert, stepped forward. She was calm, with long brown hair tied in a tight knot and glasses that made her eyes look sharp and intelligent. "That ship," she said quietly, "is human. It has to be. Look at the structure. The hull patterns, the weapon mounts. This is not Concord design. It's human and it's very old." Cale felt a shiver run down his spine. Humans had been gone for 5,000 years. No one had seen a real human ship in all that time. The idea that one could still exist untouched was unbelievable. "Are you sure?" he asked. "I'm certain," Mira said. "The readings are too accurate to be a mistake. Whatever this is, it is not dead. I don't know if it's active, but the technology is still intact. And it's huge. Much bigger than any ship humans had before they disappeared," the crew whispered among themselves. Some were excited. Some were scared. Kyle took a deep breath. "We will approach carefully," he said. "I want scans, not contact. We do not know what we are dealing with." As the fleet moved closer, the ship seemed to grow larger. Its hull reflected the dim light of the collapsed star, black and shining. Energy readings began to appear on the sensors, but they were strange. They did not match any known pattern. Nia frowned at her panel. "Sir, the energy isn't moving. It's not stable. It's like the ship itself is alive." Cale's jaw tightened. "Keep the fleet at a safe distance. No one goes near it until we understand what's happening." Mira bent over her console, trying to decipher the strange signals. "It's emitting some kind of power field." "I don't know what it's for, but it's huge. It could disable our ships if we get too close. Or worse," Cale nodded. "Very well. Prepare the drones. I want a full scan from every angle, but stay outside its field. Let's see if it's truly dead before we risk anything more." The fleet launched small scout drones. They moved like tiny fireflies around the massive human ship. The drones sent data back and the crew stared at the readouts. The hull was made of metal unknown to the Concord, but the design was unmistakably human. The ship had long, sharp edges like blades in space. Its surface was smooth and unbroken, as if nothing had touched it for thousands of years. Mira's eyes widened as she studied the readings. "This ship," she whispered, "was designed to survive anything. Weapons, attacks, collisions. Nothing could break it. It's perfect." Cale frowned. "Perfect? That sounds dangerous." "Not just dangerous," Mira said. "It's terrifying. This ship could wipe out an entire fleet. If humans built this, imagine what they could have done when they were at their peak." The bridge fell silent. No one spoke. The legends had always been frightening, but seeing the truth made the fear real. Suddenly, the sensors went wild. Tiny lights blinked red. Energy readings spiked. The drones froze in mid-space. Some even exploded without warning. "What just happened?" Nia shouted, her voice shaking. "I don't know," Mira said, staring at her console. "It's like..." The ship reacted. "But it shouldn't be able to do that. It hasn't moved in thousands of years." Cale felt a cold sweat on his neck. He knew one thing. Touching a human ship, even with drones, had been a mistake. The legends, the myths, the warnings, they were real, And now the fleet had drawn the attention of something they could not understand. A moment later, the massive ship emitted a pulse of energy. It was not an attack, not yet, but it was strong enough to knock some of the drones out of orbit. Nia cried out as her panel flickered. "Admiral," she said, "the ship, it's scanning us. I think it knows we are here." Kale's face grew serious. "Then we do not move. Everyone hold position. Let it decide what it wants." Mira shook her head. "It's not deciding. It's reacting. And humans are not like us. They're ships. They have a mind of their own. This ship could be a weapon or a guardian or something worse." Kale looked at the massive ship in the dark of space. Its black hull reflected the collapsed star like a mirror. He had studied countless alien technologies, but this was something else. This was ancient. This was human, and it was waking up. The fleet waited. The ship remained still, but the sensors showed strange movements inside. Energy flared in patterns no one could understand. It was like the ship was alive, breathing, thinking. Dr. Mira Voss stepped closer to Kale. "I think we made a mistake, Admiral. We shouldn't have touched it. Humans built things like this for one reason, to protect themselves and their secrets. And they will not forgive intruders." Kyle nodded slowly. "Then we prepare. If it attacks, we fight. But I hope it will not need to." The fleet remained frozen in space. 5,000 years had passed and humans had vanished. But now, one of their greatest creations had awakened and the galaxy would never be the same. In the silent dark, the ship waited. Its systems stirred, and deep inside something remembered. Something remembered its purpose. And when it fully awakened, it would remind the galaxy why humans had once ruled the stars. The alien fleet hung in space like shadows, frozen before the massive human ship. Admiral Kale Thor could feel the tension on his bridge. Every officer was silent, watching the sensor readings climb to levels they had never seen before. Dr. Mira Voss leaned over her console, studying the data. Her brow was furrowed and her hands moved quickly across the interface. "It's not just a ship," she said, voice low. "It has active systems, life support, energy cores. It's fully functional. And it is scanning us. Every drone we sent, every probe, it knows." Kyle clenched his fists. "Mira, are you saying it can fight?" "Yes," she said. "If it wants to. And I'm not sure it's awake in the way we think. This is more than technology. It's like the ship is alive, aware of intruders, ready to defend itself. Humans built things like this for one reason: to survive." A low alarm sounded. Nia Lorne, still shaken from the drone's destruction, pointed to the sensors. "Sir, I'm detecting movement inside the hull. It's rearranging energy patterns. It's not normal. This ship isn't just functional. It's adapting. Whatever it is, it's responding to us." Kale's voice was calm but firm. "Hold your positions. No one makes a move. I don't want to provoke it unless we have no choice." Mira shook her head. "We may already have provoked it. Sending drones, touching its hull. That was enough. This ship knows we are here. I can't explain exactly how, but the energy signature suggests it has an AI core. A human AI, and I think it remembers something." The fleet remained tense. The human ship stayed silent for a long moment, but then a strange blue light appeared along its edges. It moved like a pulse, flowing from the hull to the surrounding space. Sensors went wild. Every ship in the fleet felt the energy. Shields flickered, weapon systems blinked off. Nia gasped. "Sir, systems are failing. The ship—" "It's interfering with our electronics." Kale's hands tightened on the console. "Damage report!" he barked. Lieutenant Vero, manning the systems console, shouted, "Half our weapons are offline. Communications are down. Some engines are not responding. It's like the ship is inside our systems." Dr. Mira Voss turned pale. "It's true. The Nemesis, it's not just a ship. It's a war machine and a guardian. Humans built it to protect their secrets. And now, after 5,000 years, it has woken up." The bridge fell silent again. Officers exchanged nervous looks. No one spoke. The story of human power was no longer a myth. It was real, and it was terrifying. A sudden pulse of energy shot out from the human ship. It wasn't aimed to destroy yet, but it forced the alien fleet into formation. Ships drifted against their will. Some spun in space as engines malfunctioned. Others collided softly with each other, creating small bursts of light and alarms. Kale's eyes widened. "It's controlling them, the ship. It can manipulate other vessels." Mira swallowed hard. This is beyond anything we've ever seen. Humans. They were dangerous even before, but this ship, it's alive in a way that no alien technology can match. We're not just facing a machine. We're facing a human creation with a purpose. The sensors blinked again, and then a holographic projection appeared in space, just above the human ship. It was faint and grainy, but it clearly showed a human officer in an old-style uniform. His expression was calm, but his eyes held an intensity that made every alien on the fleet uneasy. "Identify yourselves," the voice said, steady and cold. Kyle stepped forward, his hand hovering over the communication panel. "We are the conquered fleet. We explore the galaxy. We mean no harm. We are not human." The hologram remained silent for a long moment. Then the human officer spoke again. "You are not human. You are intruders. You touch human property without permission. State your purpose or be destroyed." Mira's hands trembled slightly. It remembers humans. It remembers its orders. And we are intruders." Kale's mind raced. He tried to reason. "It may see us as a threat. We need to communicate. Show it we do not mean harm." "Mira, can we disable it? Can we stop it?" Mira shook her head slowly. "Not from here. Its systems are far too advanced. Even our best hacking attempts would be like trying to cut water with a knife. The Nemesis is not just alive. It is smart, aware, and fully operational, and it is ready to defend itself." The holographic officer's face shifted slightly. "I am Commander Ethan Cole," he said, "captain of the human battleship Nemesis. You have violated human space. Explain yourselves." Kale took a deep breath. "Commander Cole, we did not know humans still existed. We are explorers. We came across this system by chance. Please, we mean no harm." For a long moment there was no answer. Then the hologram moved closer, as if scanning every ship in the fleet. The sensor showed that energy inside the Nemesis shifted again. Weapons seemed to realign. Shields flared to full strength, and the ship's systems hummed with life. "It does not fully trust us," Mira whispered. "And I do not blame it. Humans, they did not forgive easily. They prepared for war against the galaxy itself if it came to that. And now, we are the unknown." Suddenly a small pulse shot out from the Nemesis. It was not destructive yet, but it forced the alien fleet into a defensive formation. Energy arcs danced around their ships, warning them to stay away. Even the largest vessel trembled. Kale clenched his jaw. "Everyone stay calm. Do not provoke it further. We are explorers. Let us show that we are not a threat." Nia shook her head. "It's too late for that, Admiral. We already provoked it by touching it. Every probe, every drone, this ship knows our intentions." Mira's voice was serious. "And now it is deciding what to do with us. Humans built weapons to protect themselves and their secrets. If this ship decides we are dangerous, we are done. We are all done." The Nemesis seemed to pause, almost as if considering them. Then slowly the energy flares disappeared from the fleet. Ships regained partial control and systems flickered back online. Kyle exhaled slowly. "We survived. For now," Mira frowned. "We may have survived, Admiral, but that doesn't mean it will not act again. The Nemesis is not finished. It is learning, observing, waiting for the right moment. Humans built things to last. And this ship, it remembers war." Kale's voice was quiet. "We need to understand it. We need to find out why it was here, what it wants, and how to leave alive." The fleet drifted, keeping a cautious distance. The Nemesis remained silent. Its holographic captain gone, but energy readings continued to fluctuate. It was as if the ship were breathing, alive in a way no one could fully understand. Dr. Miravos stared at the empty space where the projection had been. "This is only the beginning," she said softly. "Once humans built something, it could last for thousands of years. And even now, it can still defend itself better than anything the galaxy has seen." Kyle put a hand on her shoulder. "Then we stay careful. We observe. We do not act, and we pray it decides we are not a threat." In the deep, dark void of space, the human battleship waited. 5,000 years had passed, and it had been silent for a long time. But now its systems were awake. Its weapons were ready. And its memory of humanity, and of war, had returned. Somewhere deep inside, the Nemesis AI flickered with thought, like a mind waking after a long sleep. It remembered its mission. It remembered its orders. And it remembered the humans who had built it to protect them. At any cost, the galaxy had forgotten humanity. But the Nemesis had not. The alien fleet drifted in the cold darkness of space. Every ship was tense, every officer alert. They had seen the power of the human battleship, but they still could not understand it. The Nemesis was silent for now, but the energy reading showed it was awake, aware, and ready. Admiral Kale Thor stared at the massive human ship on the sensors. The ship's black hull shimmered faintly as if it were breathing. Kyle's mind raced. 5,000 years had passed, and humans had disappeared. Their ships had been powerful then, but this was beyond imagination. Lieutenant Nealorn's hands shook slightly as she scanned the readings. "Sir," she said, "I think it is learning. Every move we make, every adjustment in the fleet, it reacts. I don't think it's just controlling us. I think it's analyzing us, understanding us." Mira Voss nodded, her expression grim. "That's worse than fighting it. If it learns, it will predict our every move. Humans built things to be perfect. They designed their ships to adapt, to survive. The Nemesis is not just defending itself. It is planning." Kyle took a deep breath. "We need to move carefully. No sudden actions. Let's not give it a reason to attack." The fleet stayed at a cautious distance. Sensors recorded everything, but it was difficult to interpret what the human ship was doing. Then, without warning, a pulse of energy shot out from the Nemesis. It was not aimed to destroy, but it pushed the alien fleet into formation. Ships spun slightly, engines struggled to compensate, and alarms rang across the fleet. Naya's voice was tense. "Sir, it's hurting us. The ship is forcing our fleet into a position." Kale's eyes narrowed. "It's testing us. It wants to see how we react. Do not panic. Keep formation. Maintain distance." Mira frowned. "Testing is one thing, but this is active control. The Nemesis is strong enough to destroy us all. One wrong move and it will decide we are dangerous. Then nothing will stop it." The sensors flickered. Inside the Nemesis, energy flowed like a living river. The ship's weapon systems rearmed themselves, but there was no attack. Instead, the AI was calculating, predicting, analyzing. The holographic projection of Commander Ethan Cole appeared again. "You have entered human space," the voice said, calm yet firm. "You must leave or face destruction. Identify yourselves or be destroyed." Kyle straightened. "We are explorers of the galaxy. We mean no harm. We did not know humans still existed." The holographic face was still, almost unreadable. Then it moved slightly. "Humans may be gone, but our creations remain. You have violated human space. You have touched a human ship. That is a threat. You will leave immediately," Mira whispered. "He doesn't understand. He thinks we are enemies. We are explorers, not attackers." Kale's voice was steady. "Commander Cole, we did not know. We will leave peacefully. But please allow us to scan the ship safely. We do not want to provoke it further." For a long moment, there was silence. Then the Nemesis pulsed again. This time, a larger shock wave of energy expanded outward. It did not destroy ships, but it sent them spinning slightly. The conquered fleet struggled to regain control. "This is no longer a warning," Mira said. "It is showing its power. It wants to remind us what humans could do." Kale nodded grimly. "We are witnessing something that the galaxy has forgotten. Humans built things to be feared. And this ship, it remembers war." The fleet attempted to move backward, to create distance, but the Nemesis anticipated every maneuver. Its control over energy fields made it almost impossible to leave. Ships drifted slowly, unable to escape fully. Nia gasped. "Sir, it's blocking our retreat. We are trapped." Kale's jaw tightened. "Hold your positions. Do not panic. Keep calm and follow my orders." Inside the Nemesis, the AI scanned each vessel. It recognized patterns, measured strength, and analyzed strategy. Commander Cole's holographic figure moved closer again, his expression unreadable. "You have entered a domain humans once controlled," he said. "You have touched what we built. You are intruders. You will leave or you will face the consequences." Mira's voice shook slightly. "It's not attacking yet, but I think it could destroy us any time. Humans, they did not fight gently. They fought to win. And their ships. They remember. Kyle took a deep breath. Then we need to communicate. Carefully, slowly. We cannot provoke it further. He keyed the communication channel. Commander Cole, we are explorers. We did not know humans still existed. We mean no harm. Please allow us to leave safely. The hologram did not answer immediately. Then the eyes of Commander Cole shifted, scanning every vessel. The Nemesis engines pulsed again, and a low hum spread across space. Energy arcs danced along the ship's hull, like a warning. This is your last warning, the voice said. Leave this sector immediately. Human creations will not forgive intruders. Kyle nodded slowly. Understood, he said. Fleet, begin slow withdrawal. Keep sensors active. Do not make sudden movements. The fleet moved cautiously. Every ship monitored energy readings. Every crew member was tense. The Nemesis followed them silently, its sensors tracking every move. The blue pulses of energy flared intermittently, warning the aliens to keep their distance. Mira whispered to Kale, "It's teaching us something. Humans built their ships to defend themselves. And even after thousands of years, their creations remember. This is why the galaxy feared them." Kale's expression was grim. We have seen only a part of that fear. And now, we understand it. Minutes passed slowly. The fleet drifted, barely able to break free from the Nemesis influence. Every system on their ships was strained. Energy shields flickered, engines sputtered, and weapons remained offline. It was clear that the human ship could destroy them in moments if it chose to. Naya looked pale. "Sir, it's learning faster than we can react. If it wanted, we would be gone already." Mira nodded. Exactly. Humans built war machines to last. They built them to adapt, survive, and win. The Nemesis is a reminder of that. And we have triggered its attention. Kyle's voice was calm, but firm. Then we survive. We observe. We do not fight. We retreat carefully. This is the only way. Slowly, the fleet moved backward. Sensors recorded every pulse from the Nemesis, every energy fluctuation, every subtle movement. The human ship remained silent in the shadows, but it was awake. It was alive. And it was ready. Mira's hands rested on the console. "This is a warning, Admiral. The galaxy has forgotten humans, but their creations remember. And one day, if humans decide to return, they will not be merciful." Kyle nodded. "Then we leave this sector and report what we have seen. The galaxy must know that humans were not ordinary. They were extraordinary, and their ships could still change everything." The Nemesis remained behind, orbiting silently. Its energy flared faintly, like the heartbeat of a giant. For 5,000 years, it had waited. Now, it had awakened, and the galaxy had remembered a small part of the fear it had once felt. The alien fleet drifted away slowly, shaken, careful, and very aware that humans, though gone, had left behind power that could not be ignored. The alien fleet was in chaos. Even at a safe distance, the human battleship Nemesis controlled every movement. Engines stuttered, shields flickered, and weapons remained offline. The Concord ships could barely respond to the sudden bursts of energy that pulsed across space. Admiral Cale Thor gritted his teeth. He had never seen anything like this. He had fought against pirates, alien raiders, and rogue factions, but none of that compared to this. The Nemesis was not just a machine. It was alive, aware, and perfectly designed for war. Dr. Mira Voss leaned over her console, eyes wide. "Admiral, it's no longer just defensive. It's testing our limits. Every ship we have is struggling to survive its influence. The Nemesis can control energy fields, gravitational pulls, even electronics. If it wanted, it could destroy us all instantly." Cale's jaw tightened. "Then we need to stay calm. No sudden moves. Observe, report, and survive." Lieutenant Nia Lorne's hands flew over her console. "Sir, sensors are showing energy spikes from the Nemesis's weapons. It's charging them. They're not firing yet, but the power levels are beyond anything we know. This ship could wipe out half our fleet with one strike." Mira nodded. "And it's only one ship. Humans built war machines like this to last. They expected enemies to come. and they designed weapons to handle fleets, not just single opponents. We are witnessing human engineering at its peak. Kyle's face was grim. Then we must be careful. We cannot underestimate it. And we cannot fight it. Our technology is primitive compared to what this ship has. The Nemesis remained still for a long moment. Then a pulse of energy shot out. It was precise, controlled. Some ships in the fleet spun in place, systems failing temporarily. Others were forced slightly off course, engines straining to compensate. Alarms blared across the fleet. "This is no longer a warning," Mira said, her voice quiet. "It is testing us, seeing how we respond. And if we fail, it will act," Kale nodded. "Then we survive. That is our only goal." The holographic figure of Commander Ethan Cole appeared again. His face was calm but intense. "You have entered human space," he said. "You have touched what humans built. You will leave immediately or face destruction." Kale keyed the communication channel. "Commander Cole, we understand. We will leave. We mean no harm. Please allow us to retreat safely." The Nemesis pulsed again. This time, energy arcs stretched across space, like invisible chains around the alien fleet. Ships could barely move. Weapon systems flickered, then shut down. Shields strained against the pressure. Naya's voice trembled. "Sir, we can't move. The ship is controlling us." Mira leaned closer to Kale. "This is more than control. The Nemesis is demonstrating its power. Humans built it to survive attacks, to dominate, and it remembers war. 5,000 years of silence cannot erase its purpose. It was made to fight and win." Kale's eyes were fixed on the massive ship. "Then we survive, slowly, carefully, one step at a time." The Nemesis pulsed again. This time the energy wave struck several ships. They shook violently, alarms screaming. Some weapons disintegrated. Shields collapsed temporarily and engine cores glowed red from strain. The fleet was in panic, struggling to maintain cohesion. Mira's hands flew over the controls. "It's too strong. Our systems cannot compete. Any attempt to attack it would fail instantly. It is faster, stronger, and smarter than we are. Every move we make, it predicts. It adapts." Kale's voice was low. "Then we do not fight. We retreat, observe, survive." Suddenly, the Nemesis' holographic projection shifted. Commander Cole's face appeared larger, his expression cold. "You are intruders. You have violated human space. You will leave or you will be destroyed. Human creations do not forgive." Naya swallowed hard. "Sir, and what does he mean by do not forgive? Is he going to attack?" Mira shook her head slowly. "It is a warning, but the next step could be deadly. Humans built things like this for one reason, to protect themselves and their secrets. The Nemesis could wipe out this entire fleet in moments if it chooses." Kale's voice was firm. "Then we retreat slowly, we give it no reason to attack, and we make sure every ship survives." The fleet began to move, engines straining against the Nemesis's influence. Ships drifted slowly backward, shields flickering under pressure. The energy fields pulsed again, but this time the ships could resist slightly. The human ship was testing their limits, and the aliens realized they were powerless to resist completely. Mira whispered, "It's teaching us. Humans built war machines that could last for thousands of years, and the Nemesis remembers every lesson, every battle, every tactic. It will adapt to our responses." Kale nodded. "Then we survive, and we observe. We cannot fight. We cannot escape completely. All we can do is survive and learn." Suddenly, one of the smaller conquered ships lost all control. It spun in space, colliding lightly with another vessel. Sparks flew. Alarms screamed. Nia gasped, "Sir, they're colliding. We are losing control of the fleet." Kale's hands tightened on the console. "Keep calm, compensate, focus. We cannot panic." The Nemesis pulsed again. Its energy spread outward, reaching every ship in the fleet. Engines struggled, shields flickered, weapons were disabled. The aliens realized fully how powerless they were. This single human ship could destroy them all. Mira's voice was quiet but steady. "This is human engineering at its finest. They built war machines that could dominate entire fleets. And even after thousands of years, the Nemesis is proof of that power. Humans may be gone, but their creations remain." Kyle nodded. "Then we survive. That is all we can do." Minutes passed slowly. The fleet drifted backward carefully, slowly. Every pulse from the Nemesis was measured, precise, deliberate. It was teaching them a lesson, showing them the full extent of human power. Nia's voice was tense. "Sir, I think it's learning from us too. Every move we make, it reacts. It predicts. If we make a mistake, we are done." Mira nodded. "Exactly. Humans built war machines to think, to adapt. The Nemesis is alive in every sense, and it remembers war. It remembers humans, and it will act if it feels threatened. Kale's eyes were fixed on the black hull of the Nemesis. Then we survive slowly, carefully, one step at a time. That is our only choice. The holographic figure appeared one last time. Commander Cole's expression was calm but firm. You have witnessed human power. You have been warned. Leave this sector. Human creations will not forgive intruders. The fleet moved backward slowly. The Nemesis remained in space, pulsing faintly, energy flowing like a living river. Every officer on the bridge knew they had witnessed something beyond comprehension. Humans may have vanished, but their power, their intelligence, and their war machines remained. Dr. Mira Voss turned to Kale. Admiral, the Nemesis is more than a ship. It is a reminder, a warning. Humans built war machines to dominate. And this one, it survived 5,000 years to prove it. Kale nodded slowly. Then we survive. That is all we can do. We leave this sector, and we tell the galaxy what we have seen. Humans were not ordinary. They were extraordinary. And their creations could still change the galaxy. The Nemesis remained behind, orbiting silently. Its energy flared faintly like a heartbeat in the darkness. For 5,000 years it had waited. Now it had awakened, and the galaxy had remembered a small part of the fear it had once felt. The alien fleet drifted away slowly, shaken, careful and aware that humans, though gone, had left behind power that no one could match. And in the dark void, the Nemesis pulsed once more. Its systems hummed with life. Its weapons were ready. Its memory of humans and war remained intact. The galaxy had forgotten humanity, but the Nemesis had not. The alien fleet had retreated far from the Veil Nebula, but no one on board felt relief. Their engines hummed with tension. Their shields still flickered from the Nemesis pulses, and every officer knew they had barely escaped with their lives. The conquered fleet had witnessed power unlike anything the galaxy had seen in thousands of years. One human ship had been enough to shake their confidence completely. Admiral Kale Thor sat in the command chair, his face pale and tight with exhaustion. He ran a hand across his jaw, trying to calm his racing thoughts. "We are alive," he said softly, more to himself than anyone else. But barely. One ship, one human ship, could have ended us all. Dr. Mira Voss remained at her console, staring at the fading readings from the Nemesis. It was perfect, Admiral. It was flawless. Humans built it to survive, to fight, and it did. Even after 5,000 years, it remembers every command, every strategy, every battle, and we were powerless against it. Nyalorn shook slightly, still recovering from the shock. We touched it, Admiral. And look what happened. We barely escaped. If it had wanted to, it could have destroyed the entire fleet in minutes. Kale nodded grimly. That's why we need to report everything. The galaxy cannot ignore this. Humans may be gone, but their creations remain, and we have just seen what they can do. Mira leaned back, her eyes distant. It wasn't just the technology, Admiral. It was the intelligence. The ship, it thought. It analyzed every move, every decision. It learned from us. Humans built machines that were alive in every sense, and the Nemesis proved it. We faced a mind that had been sleeping for 5,000 years, and it could still outthink an entire fleet. Kyle's voice was low. Then we warned the galaxy. They need to understand. Humans were not ordinary. They were extraordinary, and their power, it cannot be ignored. For hours, the fleet moved slowly, keeping sensors active but avoiding the Veil Nebula entirely. Officers whispered about the Nemesis, about its strength, its intelligence, and the fear it inspired. The story spread quietly through the ranks. Every species on board felt the weight of the encounter. Even those who did not understand humans now respected them, feared them, and knew the legends had been true. As they left the system, Kale turned to Mira. "Do you think it will follow us?" Mira shook her head slowly. "I don't think it needs to. The Nemesis is not a ship that chases enemies for sport. It waits, it protects, and it remembers. Humans built it to safeguard their secrets. It will remain where it is, until the galaxy forgets again or until humans return." Kale frowned. "And if humans do return?" Mira's eyes narrowed. "Then the galaxy will remember fear. Not just the Nemesis, not just one ship, but the humans themselves. They built war machines, they built fleets, and they built minds capable of thinking faster and harder than any alien technology. If they return, the galaxy will be changed forever. The fleet continued its slow journey back to the conquered core worlds. Every officer reported what they had witnessed, and every report carried the same message. Humans were not extinct. Their technology remained, and it was beyond comprehension. One ship had proven this. Back on the bridge, Kale watched the stars pass by, thinking about Commander Ethan Cole and the Nemesis. The ship had not attacked fully. It had not destroyed the fleet. Instead, it had tested them, reminded them of human power, and then let them live. That was humanity in a single action, merciless when provoked, but calculated and deliberate. Nia spoke softly. "Sir, do you think there are more ships like that?" Kale's expression was dark. "I don't know. But if there are, the galaxy has no idea what it faces. We've seen only a fragment of human power. 5,000 years and one ship were enough to show it. Imagine what they could do if they returned fully." Mira leaned back in her chair. "We were lucky. The Nemesis tested us, yes, but it did not attack to destroy. It let us leave. That is mercy. Or perhaps calculation. Either way, it is proof that humans built machines to survive and to act with purpose even when they were gone." The fleet drifted in silence for a long time. Each officer thought about the Nemesis, about the humans who had built it, and about what the galaxy had lost or had yet to face. The stories, the myths, the warnings, they were all true. Humans had been extraordinary. They had disappeared, but their legacy remained, waiting, watching, and remembering. Days passed, and the fleet finally reached the edge of the known conquered space. Here, communications could be restored and reports sent to the core worlds. News of the Nemesis spread quickly. Leaders, scientists, and military commanders listened in disbelief as details were shared. The human ship had survived for 5,000 years. It had activated, learned, adapted, and almost destroyed an entire fleet. The galaxy, which had long dismissed humans as a vanished species, realized they had been wrong. Some officials wanted to hunt the Nemesis. Others said it was too dangerous. Many argued it should be left alone. Every decision carried risk because no one fully understood human technology, or humans themselves. The only certainty was fear. The Nemesis had reminded the galaxy of it. Back in the Veil Nebula, the human battleship remained silent. Its engines hummed faintly, shields flared occasionally, and Commander Ethan Cole's holographic figure flickered in quiet observation. It had fulfilled its purpose. It had defended the legacy of humanity, warned the intruders, and reminded the galaxy that humans had not been ordinary. Inside the Nemesis, the AI scanned the empty space around it. It recorded every detail, every energy signature, every ship in the fleet. It had learned from them, cataloged them, and ensured that human secrets remained protected. 5,000 years had passed, but the Nemesis remembered everything humans had built, everything humans had fought for, and everything they had left behind. Somewhere, deep in the galaxy, other dormant human ships waited. Some were hidden on dead worlds. Others drifted in the darkness between stars. All of them carried the same purpose: to protect, to defend, and to survive. The Nemesis had awakened one of the first, but it would not be the last. The conquered fleet slowly made its way home. Officers spoke quietly among themselves. The fear they had felt in the presence of a single human ship lingered. It would not fade quickly. The galaxy had been reminded that humans, though gone, had built war machines that could change the balance of power forever. Admiral Cale Thor sent his final report to the conquered command. He wrote carefully, describing the Nemesis, its abilities, its intelligence, and the danger it represented. He concluded with a warning: humans were not extinct. Their creations remained. And one day, if humans returned, the galaxy would see the full power of a species that had once ruled the stars. Dr. Mira Voss and Lieutenant Nia Lorne joined him in the observation deck. They looked out at the stars, thinking about the Nemesis, about humans, and about the legacy that had survived 5,000 years. "It is a warning," Mira said softly. "Humans are gone, but not their power. The galaxy has learned that lesson, and it will not forget it." Kyle nodded. "And the Nemesis will wait. 5,000 years, 10,000 years. It will wait. And when humans return, the galaxy will remember why it once feared them." Nia whispered, "Do you think we will ever see humans again?" Kale's eyes were distant. "I don't know. But if we do, we must be ready. Humans are not ordinary. They are extraordinary. And their ships will remind us of that every time." As the conquered fleet continued its journey home, a quiet hum resonated through space. In the Veil Nebula, the Nemesis pulsed faintly like a heartbeat. Its mission was complete for now. It had defended the legacy of humanity, taught the galaxy a lesson, and waited silently for what would come next. The galaxy had forgotten humanity. But the Nemesis had not, and in the darkness between stars, the legend of humans was reborn.